You don't owe me shit, but I'm gonna ask you for a favor anyway. If you find these people as ridiculous as I do me a solid and don't go over to their channel to harass them. This is meant to be an educational video and a defense of myself and Ballistic Wings, whom I was not partied up with and who I do not know personally. In addition, I have a hunch that one or both of these streamers may have cognitive disabilities or mental health issues. Now that does not excuse their actions. And I'm gonna talk some shit in this video. We're gonna do some ranting, but let's not use their actions as an excuse to harass them. Due to their actions, they should be embarrassed of themselves and not embarrassed of their gameplay. They should be ashamed as chronological adults of their behavior, but they're clearly more ashamed of their performance at a video game. And with that, let's start the show. Apparently, she has her Xbox propped between two fans and is still playing on it, even though it is scorching hot. But don't listen to me. Let's listen to her tell you about it.
Oh, I can't wait for the new fans for my Xbox. Yeah, it's already burning up. And I haven't even been on that long. Hold on. My Xbox. That's what I'm talking about. Not even a few minutes of my Xbox running and it's already scalding hot air, babe. The fan's broken in it. The fan won't run, so Adam had to get me dual fans. One sits at the top on the outside, the other one sits at the bottom to push air through.
Jesus Christ, on a crutch. That's not safe. If you can't afford to fix or replace it, or if it's out of warranty, at the very least, just stop using it. That's not safe.
Cause yeah, my Xbox fan is broken. Like, it's not doing anything. Yeah. Are you serious right now, Billy?
Okay, so right at the beginning of the game, as soon as Billy gets a quick down, she starts complaining. As if that's something to be surprised about when there's a Billy in the game.
Good. He knew where I was.
She ran back and forth, leaving scratch marks, and pay attention to where she's standing. Billy could totally see her through that gap and would be able to see many of the scratch marks. But immediately she claims he knew where I was. Why do you think that is? I wonder why.
Right
Okay,
here.
so this is one of the most important parts of this whole video. We are going to look at this from her point of view and then mine.
I think Trapper might be in my stream.
So this generator completes. You can see the reveal icon here, but yet she's claiming that she wasn't revealed. Now, what do the rules of the game say? The rules of the game state that if you have not taken a cage, you will be revealed every time a generator is completed. That's why I could see her and I can see Jonah. Now, I personally don't like that because that's typically me. I typically don't take hooks until very late in the game, but that's the rules of the game. And clearly, she needs to read and understand the rules before she starts accusing people of cheating and stream sniping or hacking or whatever. Now, for those of you that have been paying attention, you may remember that Jonah was the first person to get hooked in the game, right at the beginning of the match. And you are correct. But as you can see here, whilst she was being chased by Billy, Jonah clearly took a tonic. So that is why I could see both of them when this generator completed. Now, if we go to the rest of the clip, what does she do here? She sprints to the corner and hides next to an unfinished generator. And this is right on the edge of my 5 gen. So I'm coming over here anyway. Here she is in my peripheral. I walk past her and then I read scratch marks leading back to a pale white girl with platinum hair that is scantily dressed, just sitting out in the open, hoping that I don't see her. And what is her reaction?
I think Trapper might be in my stream.
To accuse me of stream sniping. She ignored the rules of the game. She ignored the reveal notification. She ignored the fact that she left a trail of evidence. She chose a bad hiding spot. That's what happened. Nobody stream sniped her. There's no hacking going on. You're just bad at the game. Well, let's listen to her. What else does she have to say?
They both know where I'm going, when I'm going, and yeah. Because Trapper knew I was hiding in a corner, and I wasn't even exposed or anything.
Oh, okay. So we both know when you're going, where you're going. Yeah, you would be out of the game already. I think, is this some of that main character shit? Is that what this is? Like this is what streaming and social media does to the mind of some people. Now, as you can see from my footage, I can only see people when I'm supposed to, you know, because the truth is that her and her partner, they're just not very good at the game. They have not put in the time on this game. But I guess what they want to do on their streams is they want to go out and present themselves to their audience like they're good at the game, like they're elite or something. And they're clearly not, right? But should we actually be surprised that this is the train of thought? This person that sits up there, this person that is sitting up there streaming from a console that is likely cooking itself. This person that is sitting up here streaming from an electrical hazard. Should we actually be surprised? I think not. Let's move on.
Billy, same thing. Yep, they're both... Fucking Billy got me down. Knew where exactly I was working on a gen before I was exposed. God, I love fucking cheaters.
So here we go again. She's at an unfinished generator, but she's somehow surprised that one of 2 killers would show up. You see, that's the lie that she has to tell herself and her audience. I only got caught because these people are cheating. Let's keep going.
They both are, to be honest. See what I mean though? You're welcome. He literally knows where we're at.
Here we go again. So at no point are they under any kind of threat. Billy doesn't even look over there. And that's what is that, like 25 meters away? He was clearly coming in to chase the person doing the uncage. And that's who he pursues, Leon. And then she tries to use that for an example. You see what I mean, though? No, I don't. Because Billy showed up to somebody being uncaged about 25, maybe even 30 meters away. That's her proof that she's being stream sniped. Even though he doesn't even come after either one of them. How are you people this fucking delusional? How are you this detached from reality? Now at this point, you will see her work on a generator from front to back. And you won't hear any complaints. She's very quiet. No accusations of cheating, no complaining about her teammate. And you know why? Because she's able to sit on the gen and complete it. So therefore, all of a sudden, nobody's cheating anymore. Because she gets what she wants. She's not being challenged. Now this is the big lie right here. This right here just seals it for me. This is why I think this person is probably mentally ill or has some kind of disability.
Trapper just knew a chick was in a locker.
She has no view of the locker door, but claims I'm cheating. According to her, I just knew a chick was in the locker. I'll let her tell it in her own words.
She wasn't injured. I was right by her. She didn't even run into a locker. She slowly went into a locker. And Trapper knew she was right in there. Yeah, like, I watched her go into the locker. Because I was just nearby. Like, I was right beside the locker.
Yeah. I wonder what happened there. Now here, I will pay her a compliment here because it appears that she was going to try to work on this gen. And we all know what happens at this point. People usually stop working on gens. And they usually just go find some place to hide and try to play for one of 3 hatches. Not the hatch, but one of 3 hatches. Thank you, behavior. Thank you for that. Now again, if we bring up her previous statements, if I knew where she was at all times, then I would have pursued her, right? Right after I put Rebecca in a cage, well, how come I didn't walk around the corner to pursue you? If I knew where you were at all times. If I know where you are even when you're hiding. Now this game is all but over. We have, thoroughly beaten the shit out of this team. Not a very competitive match. And I didn't even play well. This was actually a really bad game for me. Okay, so she does do the unhook on Jonah. And then they split up to try to find a hatch. Now notice, she's running. That means you leave scratch marks. Scratch marks can be seen from a distance.
He knows where I am. All the hatches are closed too.
This person is unbelievable. They don't seem to be able to understand the repercussions of being near an objective. If you're near an unfinished generator or an unopened gate, that the developers have powered up for you, there's a good chance you're going to come in contact with one of two killers or both. And then she rage quits because her inflated ego can't stand the execution. And of course, behavior coddles. So she rage quits and then claims she had no choice. Right? She had no choice.
Well, I couldn't, so I had no choice. There was no lockers near me, and he was trying to cut me off.
This person's 23 years old. Right? Now let's listen to this conspiracy about the hatches. We had some serious cheating going on, right?
Well, either way, he had massive fucking cheats because he shouldn't have known where I was. And all the hatches were closed. Like, the person I saved off hook, he got hatched, but they knew where the other two hatches were. Right off the bat. Because as soon as that person escaped, both of the other hatches were closed.
Oh, so now it's a conspiracy because she didn't get a hatch. So basically, she's mad because everybody on the map found a hatch except for her. I found one, Billy found one, and Jonah got his hatch, right? So let's look at the footage. Let's look at this from my point of view. As you can see, there are no auras or anything lighting up the hatches for me. It's just luck and knowing how to look. Billy obviously got one, Jonah got one. And this is where her partner chooses to file false reports against the winning team. Now his audio is really bad. He's got like some kind of music blaring and it's not properly mixed and it just, it's not even worth listening to. Exploits to gain an advantage. Able to get aura reveals without actual aura reveals. Knew all survivors' locations without scratch marks. How pathetic. You know what you need to be doing? You need to be reporting yourself to yourself. That's how you get better. Well, let's move on. Because they went on to duo as killers, Spirit and Wesker. So I just had to watch their next match. Now, we're not going to go through that whole thing. I'm just going to show you a few things.
Also, we have a cheater already, by the way. Yep, because apparently there is a fucking one of the things that are gone already, and no one was injured on that side.
Did you catch that? So there's cheaters because somebody already took a tonic? Now, I don't see it in any of her opening footage other than the one that she took. So, what is that? Did she take it to cover her lie? Like, is that the dynamic between these two? Is that how these two operate? They just like feed each other's lies? Does she know that he likes accusing people of cheating? That he likes filing false reports? So therefore she gives him something to lie about? Is that how these two work? I don't know. Like, if so, that is some toxic, unhealthy shit. Let me tell you. And then, of course, the game doesn't go their way. And what does he do? Again, he files more false reports because he can't take losing. So just to give my final thoughts on this matter, I think that if you behave like these two, you're fucking pathetic. There's no talking around it. You are fucking pathetic and you need help. We're all gamers. Everybody vents. Everybody talks some shit and gets frustrated with one thing or another. Especially with a game like DBD that has so many glaring problems and a problematic player base. Typically, when I'm complaining and talking shit, it usually has to do with behavior, with the game design, or it's directed at myself or a dumb teammate or something. But I don't file false reports against people. So, everybody vents. Everybody gets frustrated. However, once you take it so far as to start filing false reports against other people's accounts, you're in a whole other realm of being sad and pathetic. And you need to grow the fuck up. If you don't know how, then you need to seek help. Because what these people are doing is just a few houses down from swatting. Like basically, if you act like these people, like you live on that street, right? You live on the street with the SWAT house, you know, the last house on the left. Because you are trying to take the result of a video game, and apply it to something that would affect them in the real world, reality. And in reality, you know, people usually have a certain amount of money invested in their account, whether it be on console, Steam, you know, DLC content. You know, like at the beginning of the video, she's admitting that she's sitting up there playing on a cooked Xbox that she's cooking even further. She's literally up there streaming on an electrical hazard. You know, people invest time and money into their accounts. And these two were trying to have an effect on mine and Ballistic Wings. Now, next thing, shout out to Ballistic Wings. Good game. I hope nothing has happened to your account. As of the time of me posting this video, nothing has happened to mine for obvious reasons. And, you know, the thing is I'm an old ass millennial. Okay? I've been playing video games online since, you know, like Halo 2. Okay? Like I was there. Really before that, you know, depending if you want to include like StarCraft and Diablo. But, you know, I have no doubt. Like I know for a fact that this is a thing and that this has happened to me hundreds, probably even thousands of times over the decades. And yet, nothing has ever happened to my accounts on Steam, PlayStation, or Xbox. For obvious reasons. Like way back in the Xbox 360 era, I used to play a lot of shooters like Gears of War, Battlefield, Halo, and so on. And you had this thing on your account, which was called your rep. And you could look at it and it would tell you like the percentages of like what kind of feedback you got from other gamers. And mine was the worst, bro. Like it was like 90% negative feedback. Like, and they had all these categories: unsportsmanlike conduct, which basically means I beat you, cheating, you know, being verbally abusive on the mic. Like, you know, these people would just report anything they could to try to hurt the account. And nothing ever happened. Largely because I never did any of that stuff. Right? Because in fact, I wouldn't even talk to you on the mic unless you were on my friends list. So imagine reporting someone for being verbally abusive in voice chat that didn't even have a mic plugged in. But that's what these people would do. You know, and that's when I learned that this was a thing. You know, because like I said, I learned a lot about gamers back in the 2000s, the 2010s. It was very disappointing. Very disappointing. You know, but that's when I found out that you have people out here like these two streamers that get so salty about you outplaying them that they will try to hurt your account. These kinds of people, now I generally think video games are very good for your health. You know, as long as you're still getting your exercise and everything, right? But just like as far as like your mental, your emotional health, I generally think video games are probably very good for you. Multiplayer, when you have to interact with other people, well, that introduces another element. And these people, they need to go play single player or something where they can control the difficulty, you know, whatever. I don't know, go play some Stardew Valley, some Animal Crossing, go crush some candy or something. Because these two people, they're too soft. They are too soft for Dead by Daylight. And what really blows my mind, right? Because like it's one thing to do your dirty in private. You know, you tell these lies and you do things, you do these different deeds, you know, when nobody's looking, right? What really blows my mind, is that these people, they live stream themselves doing this. They live stream it. And nobody in their audience seems to have any kind of integrity to say, hey, hold on a second. That didn't happen. Why are you reporting that person? What's the matter with you? Well, no. He just slapped you with a pallet. That's what happened. That wasn't an exploit. Personally, I think both of these people should face disciplinary action from both Twitch and from behavior. If it were up to me, I would suspend both of them for 10 days and make sure they knew why. Like, this would have to fall, in terms of Twitch, this would have to fall under some kind of category of harassment. And in terms of, behavior, this has to be a misuse, this has to be abuse of the feedback system. Now, maybe they have a system in place that where they just ignore these people because they filed so many false reports. I don't know what they use. Hopefully they're not just using AI for this stuff. But this would have to be some kind of Twitch violation and some kind of violation within the game of Dead by Daylight. But, just to close things out around here, it's people like this. These are the kinds of people. This is why, partially why I play on Anonymous. This is partially why I don't stream, because you have these fucking weirdos out here. And people get really weird and they'll try to follow you, say false feedback. They'll try to follow you across other accounts and try to hurt you over a video game. Right? This is also why, I don't have any social media. Not on Twitter, not on Facebook. When I'm playing games on console or even on PC, I don't communicate via voice chat or messages or anything unless I know you. Or unless someone I know has vouched for you. Other than that, you're blocked. You can't talk to me. And these are the kinds of people, this is why. You have these fucking weirdos out here. So, as always, I would like to thank you for checking out The Dope Show. Always be yourself. Deal with yourself. Take care of each other. It's a crazy world out there. Safely enjoy your nightlife. This is Frank Midnight, signing off.